Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Monday morning trading room. Hang on here a second. We'll get the screen share going on. Okay. How was your weekend? Mine was very nice, thank you. Got to do a little golfing. The weather was nice. All right, here we go. Taking a broader view of the NASDAQ market, which tends to be my favorite market to trade. It doesn't look like it, but for the last couple of days, the market has actually been very range bound. Thursday's session here, this huge gain came mostly through the overnight, but the day session, Thursday and Friday, very, very subdued. And you can see we are kind of in that same zone again here today. In fact, while we're looking at this, why don't I scale this down to say, well, let's take a look at a 10-minute chart. There you go. You can see very plainly now where we're trading and where we have been trading for the last few days. Thursday, Friday, and today, the market very, very restricted or constricted, however you want to take a look at it. So much so that when you see these little doji bars happen after a couple of strong bars, a viable trade option is just to place an order above the high of the doji bar and above the low of the doji bar and wait for the breakout. Because at this point, it's difficult to say whether the market is still in an uptrend or whether this is actually the sign of a reversal and a possible retest. So remember, we had the little breakout here. We may get a short-term retest before the market tries to continue higher. And actually, the range is not so bad that you probably could not cover it without, risking too much. So the bottom end is going to be around 78.37. Here, this may be more obvious on the Eagle. Maybe we can set this up on the Eagle. Right down there. Okay, so we could put our just in case order to short below down here. And then the top end is around 78.98. Right up here. Is that high enough? Yes, I think it is. All right. Now, this doesn't mean we're not going to get other opportunities. You can see there's a long ways for the market to come back down here. But we kind of have our bases covered at this point. Oh, and we are, looks like we're going to make a little bit of a move to the short side. Okay, well, we had a number 3 signal print. You could just look to short it. I hope there's some early momentum here. Kind of shorted it right here at the median line. This is the number 3 signal printing right here. And all I'm doing is I'm trying to find some early momentum. The market made a little bit of a dip lower. So let's see whether or not they're going to try to test the bottom end of the trading range. Ooh, might have been a little bit too ambitious on that. Very quiet, it seems, for a Monday morning. All right. If I get this bar, there we go. I'm going to take the trade to break even. Come on. Oh, darn it. They were kissing our profit target there and backed up just enough to tag me out. I hate that. But unfortunately, I was a little bit late here on the signal. Oh, and there they go. Now they're going to trickle lower. Well, that's all right. We'll find another opportunity here shortly. All right, we're getting a little bit of a pushback, so it's looking like it was just as well I got tagged out when I did. All right, well, we made our way back now to the hard edge. I'm wondering if this is our sideways trading range, if this was just the breakout that we saw. If this is the breakout and this is the retest, we could actually become a little bit more aggressive rather than looking to short the Friday's low. See, do we have a number 1 signal printing yet? No, we don't, but we do have a trend change signal here already in the Falcon. I would much prefer to see a second push opportunity. I don't really want to get too aggressive on this on the buy side until I can see that there's some real resistance there. Okay, here we go. If this is now actually a breakout and a retest, we have a couple of bars counter, so we can bring this in like so. Bring this up like so. There. Now we more or less have the market pinched. We could be looking at a little bit more of a move here to the short side in terms of a test of the extreme, but a breakout higher is almost certain to try to test the top end. So let's see here, from 75 to 85 would be my big target. And likewise here from 58 to 48. There. Those are my eagle targets for this trade. I've already got the chart trader up here on the Raptor, so we'll take it from the Raptor. Now, the Raptor not producing a signal just yet, but I hope that you're starting to recognize that when these clouds are attempting to cross over, you can get an early cloud crossover, an early number one signal. Okay, here comes our test of the extreme. All right, well, normally, on a test of the extreme, you really want to see, in this case, because it's a downtrend, you really want to see the sellers try to push the market lower, right, before they give up or are overwhelmed by the buyers. That's the key. But let's stay with it here a little bit longer. We're definitely in a sideways funk, though. Okay, here we go. We got a number 1 signal now to short. All right. I'm going to take that number 1 signal. All right, there we go. Come on. So I'm careful to watch here because this could be a test of the extreme. Okay, I'll take the trade to break even. Come on. They want to head lower. Really, they do. Come on. You know, if the market were trending better, I would try to run this out a little more. Ah, darn it. They did it again. We can do the same thing though. We can throw our just in case order to short down here again. And likewise our, I don't know if I want to place a buy order just yet. Do I? Everything's a little bearish. The Bollingers are bearish. The trend seems mildly bearish. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, I better get my exit order in first. And once again, darn it, didn't I get tagged a touch early? All right, we'll throw our profit order down here by the primary support line. And I have hit my swing target. I'm going to start rolling bar for bar. Okay. The reason I did that was the market's tendency to make a reaction after hitting our high probability target, and just the overall lack of follow through today. seemed like it would be a good idea, and I'm glad I did. Okay, well, let's put that away for now. It does appear as though the market might be a little bit more bearish. Here's a discretionary signal. Now, I should point out I've taken my 3 trades on the day. I'm profitable. My trading day would be done at this point. But here is a late filter entry signal on the Falcon. And you'll note that the trend line went out of sync here for 1 bar. I will tolerate that. I'll allow it to go out of sync for 1 bar, but if it's out of sync for 2 or 3 bars, that's just going to be too much. Now, unfortunately, the Bollingers are coming back into sync, so maybe we're actually going to see a little bit more follow through here now. Oh, Andrew's asking what Bollinger. Yeah, sorry, Andrew. For those of you new in the trading room here, one second, let me pull this up here. A few weeks ago on one of our Rabbit Hole Fridays, I was featuring the Bollinger Band suite. And if you go to Indicator Warehouse website, and here on the little search button, if you search Bollinger Suite, you'll see here the Bollinger Band suite. This is an add-on indicator. I liked it so much that I decided to leave it on my chart. The one you see here, the video that you'll watch, is actually still on Ninja 7, but obviously everything still works the same. Okay, so now our trend line out of sync. I'm going to cancel that order. Oh, now we're actually producing a counter trend signal here on the Raptor. We got the number 2 signal going on. If we get a 2-3-2 signal, I would probably consider buying it. Now, the 2-3-2 is a fairly solid reversal pattern. What happens is we get the number 2 signal to reverse, then we're going to get a number 3 signal, the trend continuation signal. If the market's really ready to reverse, we're going to get another number 2 signal. Okay, now here's our trend continuation signal. It was not close enough to the hard edge to actually produce a number 3 signal, but that is what it is. It's a continuation signal. So if we reverse from here now and come back with another buy signal, another number 2 signal, that might be worth an attempt. because what that does is it solidifies the bottom. And around the 78.50 zone, that is kind of the bottom end of the trading range that we were looking at. And once again, we could put our just in case order to short. Oops, I was a little bit late on that. We could put our just in case order to short if the market decides to keep going lower. All right, let's see if we get that buy signal now, or if the bears are just going to keep pushing. Okay, there we go. We got our buy signal. So we got our another number 2 signal. And I'm a little bit late on my signals here today, but hopefully we will get up there enough that I can get my trade to break even. You see, the entry was supposed to be here, but whatever. Give me this bar. Come on. Oh, okay. Well, here now is the number 3 signal. Desperately need that number 2 signal to come back. Oh, this is not looking promising. Come on. Well, the buyers are holding it for now. Pardon me. Okay, there's the other number 2 signal. So now we have a proper 232, and we need to trade above this, engage that bar right there. Come on. I think did they tap it? 78.58 quarter. Come on, you know you want to. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take the trade to break even at this point, and oh, you stinkers. Here, I'll save a couple extra dollars. Yeah, unfortunately, I caught that entry just a couple of ticks too late, and well, I chose not to try to ride it out. Chances are pretty good the market's going to try to tag this top end one more time, but I'm just as happy to, I picked up a couple of bucks on that. Another $20, help pay some commissions. All right, I need to, just a reminder, this week I need to close the trading room. We're only going to be doing the trading room for an hour. I do have some commitments in the city. Well, the whole 7850 zone, obviously strong support, right? We can see both from our daily chart and even here from our intraday chart, a lot of price sensitivity around 7850. The trend does seem to be down. Now that we've kind of taken three little bounces off of this 7850 zone, there is a reasonable expectation if the market breaks below here, there could be a little bit of giddy up behind it. Right now, however, things still a little bit more bullish than bearish, just for the last few minutes. Okay, we got another number one signal here now. Well, we do have a couple of counter bars here. This is a variation of what we tend to do with channel breakouts, where the market is kind of working itself into a little bit of a corner. We have an opportunity now to buy it higher on a break, or of course continue with the trend. They are taking their time today trying to establish any type of trend, which sort of reinforces the sideways trading range notion. All right, so this could well be a test of the extreme now, the extreme being the low. Okay, we're still back and forth here. Okay, Andrew has a couple questions here. Sorry, Andrew, I didn't see these come up. Andrew says your charts are nice and vibrant. My Ninja 8 is really dull. How do I get them bright? Any feedback on charts being nice and bright? All right. Well, apart from the obvious, making sure your monitor's brightness is turned up. Let's go down here to the properties. All right, nothing in there. Okay, let's check the Raptor now. I have a feeling it's your your monitor brightness, if I had to guess. Okay, so here on the Raptor, there's not much to adjust here on the Raptor. I'm going to suggest that you shoot an email to Ben. He looks after our support issues. And I'm going to give you the address here in a moment. There you go. I put it in the chat window. If anybody has any technical issues like that, Ben's your man. He's the one who can get that squared away for you. Well, a bit of a dull morning, but we still managed to pick up a few dollars here. Just checking the reports calendar to see if there's anything pending. No, not today. And tomorrow looks pretty quiet overall. Yeah, we look to be a little bit light on the reports calendar until toward the end of the week. There's a couple of reports that may drive the market a bit. The retail sales on Friday is always a big one. We need President Trump to tweet something. Once we get this candy striping going on, you see how the signals keep flip-flopping. That tells you as well of the market's congestion. All right, here we go. So I think, again, just given the way the market has been, I'll look to try to get my 5 points out of the trade. That's my swing target. And if we can get about 2/3 or 3/4 of the way to my profit objective. I'll get my trade here to break even. Come on, one more push lower. Am I going to regret not getting it to break even sooner? Okay, there we go. I'll take it to break even at this point. They're either going to go or they're not. I know, pretty deep, huh? No. Maybe not quite ready, but I really did not feel like hanging out too much longer there. All right, if they fail at this point, we're going to come back with a buy signal, a number 2 signal. So what's going on here is we've had this little bit of a sideways trading range. We have a market that has attempted to move lower. If it does not continue lower and we instead come back here with a buy signal, that tells us that the market really wasn't serious about going lower. Rather, it may try to go higher. Now, you could throw a just in case order to buy up there and just leave it at that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll see if I can't get a number 2 signal to print though. Now, it may not actually label it as a number 2 signal. I'm just looking for the next buy signal. There it is. Oh, hooray. Okay, quick little uptick. Got my profit target. Hooray for me. Not a bad day, all things considered. Oh, the market's kind of been bouncing around a bit. All right, gang. If anyone has any questions, please type away and I will answer your questions before we go here today. But otherwise, it looks as though the market is fairly content to remain sideways right now. Not a whole lot in the way of market participation, I would say, just given the lack of follow through on any of the breakouts. If you're going to continue trading here this morning, I might give the nod to the sellers, but just ever so slightly. And as I mentioned, keep an eye out for a break below, above or below Friday's range. That's probably going to carry at least a little bit of follow through to it. All right, no questions. I will see you again tomorrow. We'll talk to you then. Bye for now.